So we're going to be looking at lists in Python for beginners. So a list is basically an array. It's a set of elements that have been put together. They don't necessarily all need to be strings. So this is a list of strings. You can actually have a mixed list. So you could have these different strings and you could have, say, a number in it. So if we wanted to print that list, we could just print toys list. And so that prints it as is. Also, I have a separate video on for loops, but we can print each separate element using this. So we'll print each toy. So something interesting or useful to know about lists is that there is an index. So they have an index number. So we start on 0. So Lego is going to be 0. Then blocks is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how many things we've got in the list. We can also count how many things there are in our list. Let's get rid of the number 12. So we can print the length of our list of toys, and that's just a len function to get the length. So there's 4 items in here, but if we wanted to get the last item, then it's not going to be item number 4, it's item number 3. So if we printed that there are 4 things in there, but then we wanted to just print, say, ball, then it would be toys and item number 3, because it's item at index 3, and that's ball. Also, to get the last item, we can just do -1. So we can count backward in a list. So -1 will get the last item, -2 will get the second to last item, and so on. So yeah, what we can also do is we can add to our lists. So if we wanted to, well, we'll do print our list of toys. But before that, we're going to add to our list. So this will add to the end of the list. Toys.append. Toys are technically objects, so we're actually, not toys. Lists are technically objects, so we're actually working on the item itself. So if we append into it, that is actually us adding to the toy itself. So let's add, say, a puzzle. So now when we print our list, we have the longer list, and the length of the list is also obviously going to be longer. What else do we want to know about this? We want to know about pop. So we've got that. We're going to copy this, and we're going to toys pop. By default, if we're doing pop, we can see that it removes the last item. But what we can do instead of that is we can remove an item at a particular index. So if we did pop 0, then you see it removed the first item. If we did pop 1, then we see that it would remove the second item. If we did pop -2, then it's going to remove the second to last item. So it should remove ball, because that's what that was there. When it comes to lists, we can put different things inside of a list. So we could have a list of lists, or we can have a list with another list inside of it. So let's say in our Lego box, we've got, I don't know, Lego separator. So then if we want to print out the individual elements of it again, for toy in toys, print toy, and you'll see that now the first toy, at index 0, now we don't just have that string of Lego, we have a list. So if we want to get inside of that, it's a little bit more complex. So if we wanted to print, say, what's at index 1, we're going to get the block string. So if we were printing index 1, so toy 1, then we're going to get our blocks. Oh, toys, not toy. So we print toys 1 and we get blocks. We print toys 0 and we get this list. So what we're going to need to do, if we want to get the separator specifically, we'd print toys 0, but inside of toy 0, we're going to get to index 1 because this is index 1 of that nested list. So there we go. Now we've just got the string of separator. And if we just wanted Lego, then we'd have to do that. So that's kind of the absolute basics of lists. There's quite a bit of extra stuff that we can do with lists, but it's not really worth covering here. So next we're probably going to be looking at dictionaries, which are similar to a list because a list is essentially just an array. In another language, we might call it an associative array. So instead of just having our indexes, so as in our toys list, we had indexes. So if we wanted to speak about a particular item, we would have to use a number. But when we're looking at dictionaries, we're going to be able to call them because they're going to have different names instead of just numbers that we call keys. But anyway, stand by and we'll have a look at dictionaries in the next video.